This must have been one of the most requested review of all time on my Instagram. What do I think of the XDEEP Stealth side mount system? This review is not sponsored by anyone, no money change hand except me paying with my own money for it. Let's first look into the technical side of things. This PC is a standard side mount PC that is meant modulable. This is the TEC version with the TEC harness, which is there is no thing that can be moved left or right. This has 19 kilos of lift. This is the single bladder version and pretty much as default configuration as you can be, except that I have, of course, my name in the back. I use it with the standard medium pocket inside, which is for weight distribution. And I added, of course, the canister light system for when I use my canister with it. So let's first look into my first use case, which is recreational and technical diving when I travel and I need to travel light. We think always like technical diving and traveling light doesn't really go together, and it's kind of true. If I was having a recreational setup and a technical setup and etc., that would be a very big of a mess. But because there is more than enough lift with the 19 kilos, if you're doing something with a very thin or like a non-neoprene wetsuit, there's enough lift to bring you up with 3-4 tanks, no question asked. At the same time, it's a little bit more bulky than you will have maybe with a travel BC, but you can roll it extremely packed. And then this, actually, I put it on top in my duffel bag and it protects my regulator, and I have my fins in the bottom. And like this, you have a very hard kind of case for your gear. And then I give that in my bag. I have been traveling and then put it in many planes. I've never had any issues and it's been great. So that's my first use, is ocean-based / travel, light technical diving, and recreational when I go on holidays or when I want to travel. My second use is obviously CCR ocean dive, CCR photography dive that I do as a technical diver and photographer here in Koh Tao. The rebreather I use currently is called the Kiss Sidewinder, and I think there is not a better match for one Kiss Sidewinder and the XDEEP Stealth that it is the TEC or the Reg PC, and we're going to talk about that in just a second. Then the two of them. The adaptation of the XDEEP system to a Kiss Sidewinder is brilliant. It also looks freaking great, and when you're doing ocean dive, CCR dives, looking great is a very good thing. I mean, I'm definitely subject to this. I like looking good. This with the CCR is very good. Now there's one thing that you have to know, and I think this is something very important. If you plan to only do diving with your XDEEP side mount and a rebreather, and you're also in a dry suit, no wetsuit, nothing else, I think the bladder, the smaller bladder, the rec bladder with the TEC harness is much more suited toward this kind of use. It's even smaller, and you wouldn't need anyway all of the lift capacity. I mean, when are you full inflating 19 kilo of lift on top of a dry suit, on top of a rebreather? Pretty much never. The problem is more to actually being balanced with it. And I think the rec is a little bit better. And I've heard also from many cool tech instructors that are using the Kiss Sidewinder as their primary teaching device, like Tamara Adame, also recommending the rec, especially for this use case. And I think that's a very interesting way. I've tried the rec, and yeah, on a dry suit it's great. If now you're not sure what you're gonna do, if you wanna do ocean dive, a little bit of wetsuit dive, etc., I still would recommend you the TEC. Let's just talk for 1 second about the last use case that I have with this side mount system, which is the expedition diving. Expedition diving, you not only want to have something extremely sturdy, durable, but also something that kind of protects you. And you can see brands adopting the exact same system that XDEEP developed in their own side mount, like the Katana 2 or the Ray. I think this is, they of course they have their own twist, but this has so far been the simplest, most rugged piece of kit that I have. If you look into this part of, especially this part of the BC here, this is a very hard plate. And as you can see, there is all of those, not holes, but like scratches and etc. This would have been rocks going through my bag when I am doing tight restriction. I'm not joking with that thing. I am taking it to as deep and as tight as I can. And it's very nice to have a hard plate here. And I sometimes hear the of rocks going through it. And when you see where I brought it, I mean, look at those videos that I'm showing you. I am surprised in how it still looks great. How amazing it has been as expedition companion. Of course, it's scratched. Of course, the color doesn't look as shiny as it was when it was new. I'm not expecting that. I'm going through mud, dirt. I'm leaving it in those kind of environments sometimes for days because I'm far away from rinsing tanks of fresh water to rinse that. I want to rinse my rebreather loop more than I want to rinse my XDEEP side mount. But I mean, yeah, it has been one of the greatest companion, if I would say. Like, I wouldn't switch it to anything else. I'm definitely gonna try different side mounts, but I think for what it is as my personal rig for expedition, the one I can trust, I think this is the end. Unless they have a new version coming soon, which I don't think they have. Maybe one day for CCR. I hope. XDEEP, if you listen to me, please bring something even more integrated with the key sidewinder. I would buy 3 again to maybe integrate the bladder or the counter lung in there. I don't know. Like, you guys do magic, but in terms of buoyancy, feeling, look, sturdiness, I think, I mean, so far, I haven't found anything better. When people ask me, what do you recommend? It's easy, just get a TEC 2.0. If you want something specific, get a Rec 2.0. Other than that, just go with XDEEP. It just works. If you want to know more about XDEEP products, I strongly recommend you to look at this video here. I think this is gonna interest you. This is their new line of mask. I've been diving them also for very, very long, and I've been extremely impressed about them. So just go and take a look. That's great.